You are Locked On Golden Gophers.
No matter what we're going to do here, we're just going to keep rowing.
Your daily podcast on the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
However it turns out, we're just going to keep rowing.
Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
We're just going to keep rowing, and keep rowing.
You're listening to Locked On Golden Gophers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. My name's Kane Rob, host of the podcast, former collegiate football video coordinator and recruiting assistant, here to talk Golden Gophers with you each and every day of the week, Monday through Friday. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube. Just do it. Do it like Nike. But today we're jumping in with Zaquan Bryan. Later this week, we are going to be talking about Mo Ibrahim in depth. We're going to be talking about the keys for Nebraska and beating them and coming out with a victory and much more. So be sure to hit subscribe. Be sure to follow the podcast wherever you get it. And today we're jumping in with none other than commit of the 2023 class, Zaquan Bryan, right now. You're listening to Locked On Golden Gophers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today, we've got 2023 commit Zaquan Bryan back on the show, friend of the show. And in his last game, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, does it all. Plays from the wide receiver, defensive back, running back, you name it. Whatever his team needs him to do, he's got it done. He's committed to the Gophers as a defensive back. Zaquan, thank you for joining the show and let us know how the season's going so far.
So far, the season is going pretty good. You know, we started off kind of slow, but we picked it up after those not first two losses, but the mid-season losses. We picked it up, and our offense came together real good. So I feel like the season is starting to pick up where we want it to be at, and hopefully we had 6 more weeks of football.
6 more weeks of football. The goal is still a championship, right? And so what's next? Is it playoffs next? You got one more game prior to playoffs, or how is that going for you?
We have one more game prior to playoffs. We play next week, Thursday, and then that's our last regular season game, and then we into the playoffs.
All right. Well, best of luck to you again. You know, we'll be cheering for you from afar. Now, diving into a little bit of Gophers, how have you been able to catch most of the games this season of the Gophers? And if so, what have you been liking that you're seeing?
I've been catching most of the games, watching them with my dad on TV. I really like how the defense is playing. They're making big plays out there. I hate that we, lost, 3 games?
3 of them, yep, 3 of them.
Yeah, kind of in a row. So I kind of hate that. But, defense is playing real good. I like the way they're playing. I like the way they're making big plays, especially our linebacker, Marion. He's been big time. Him and Carter, number 1, Justin Wally, Flip. A lot of those guys are making a lot of big plays. So has the offense. Mo having 3 touchdowns a game, over almost 100 yards a game. Breaking the record. It's really exciting watching them play on TV. So I feel like they're doing pretty good. With the win we had yesterday, I feel like that's going to keep us, ahead, keep us rolling. And that's just what we needed.
For sure. No, I definitely agree with you. And yesterday, the defense put up a shutout, the second shutout of the season. And it's first time the Gophers defense has put up 2 shutouts since 2006 in a season. So hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more of those to come. As you named, a bunch of those players, kind of younger players like Justin Wally, Trill Carter, likely to be back again next season. And then we get to pair him with guys like you, guys like Kerry Brown that are coming in next season. So I know Gophers fans are stoked. Now, tell me a little bit more about the 2023 class and your relationship. I guess who's the most vocal in your class? I know you guys have group chats and you keep in touch here and there. Who would you say is the most vocal in the class? Who's the funniest in the class? What are you getting from the guys in that 2023 class?
Our 2023 class, I would say most vocal has to be either Pierce Walsh or Greg Johnson. Maybe Jerome. But funniest, well, definitely have to be Darius. I don't know. It is the stuff that he does, the stuff that he does and send to the group chat is ridiculous. So yeah, I feel like he's the funniest, but most vocal out of those three, I'm gonna have to say probably Greg Johnson. He's most vocal. He's usually, the first one to text in the group chat about how we're doing and ask how our season going and if we're playing that day. He always tells everybody good luck, and I say the same thing back. All of us say good luck to each other during our seasons that we're playing, with different teams. So yeah, I feel like our class is going to be real close when we get up there. And with us talking a lot now, we won't have like that was what I say that awkwardness
Yeah,
or
no, I
like
feel that.
on the field or in the room or need help during class. We can always go to one of each other, help each other with something. So I feel like our class is gonna be real close when we get up there.
Yeah, I love to hear it. And I kind of feel that too. That I just feel like even on Twitter, the interactions and whatnot, it feels like you guys are kind of moving past the awkward phase and more building those bonds even from afar. So it'll be really fun to see you guys kind of come together next year for the first time. Now, also in a similar vein, who have you been keeping up with on the team? Do you still chat with some of the players on the team as well?
Yeah, I chat with a lot of the players. I chat with Darius, um, that kid that committed, I think it's Nuke Faze or something like that. Can't remember what school.
Yeah, and
I mean, what
Hayes, I
name?
got you.
Yeah, Nick Haynes at Pine Forest. I talked to him. Kerry Brown. I talked to him a little bit. Greg Johnson, Jerome Pierce. I talked to them and like a lot of the players on like the team also like Flip and like who Flip, Ryan, Tarek, um, Glaze, Wally. I talk to those guys a lot too. So, just trying to build a connection for next year when I get there.
For sure. No, I love to hear it. I love to hear it. Our partners at Nissan have worked with us to create a new segment across the Locked On College Network called Thrilling Moments, where we highlight the most exciting play from this past week's game or from across the time at the program. This week's thrilling moment is none other than the touchdown play to Mo Ibrahim, an inside zone that he busts out to the right side, down the field, down the sideline for a touchdown and helping the Gophers get an even greater lead against the Rutgers team. This was a play where Mo called his own shot. He talked about last year how during his recovery process, he worked with the coaches and he really tried to figure out how they game plan, why they call the plays or script the plays that they do, and what plays they think will work based on the film and what they've seen thus far. He took that, he incorporated it into how he plays the game now as he's playing, and he picks a few plays every so often that he really thinks will be a benefit to him in the matchup. Well, this play he was waiting for, he was looking for, and he mentioned it in the presser, and he breaks it off for a 28-yard touchdown. That is this week's thrilling moment of the game. The segment is inspired by the thrilling new designs of the Nissan new lineup of vehicles. Pursue what thrills you in the all-new Frontier, Armada, or Pathfinder. You can find them all today, available at nissanusa.com. Now, what excites you about playing in this defense? From what you've seen this year, from what you've seen in the past, what gets you stoked to play in this Joe Rossi system?
A lot of good things. The way they disguise the defense, the different disguises that they have, the different coverages. I'm excited to play that. Excited to go, man on man. Just ready. I don't know, just ready to be up there.
Yeah, no, I feel that. And you bring the speed. This defense brings the speed. I think it'll fit you really well. And I'm excited to see you out here. Now, have you been able to see the schedule for next season and see who That was just released about a week ago. So if you have been able to see it, what games excite you on there? Any that stand out?
Ohio State, that game's gonna be exciting. Ohio State, Michigan State, North Carolina, Michigan. Those are some real exciting games that I'm excited for next year.
For sure. I think not only you, but the Gophers fans are as well. It's going to be a big schedule. Now, for those of you that don't know, Zaquan is a Vikings fan as well, even though he's not from out here in Minnesota. So I know fans love to hear that. How have you been feeling about the Viking squad so far? I believe they're 5-1.
Yeah, I haven't been able to catch most of the games, but 5-1, that's a good record. Hopefully we can keep that up. Hopefully we can keep a good record. But I feel like we're doing real good this year. You know, we got Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson. I can't remember who our quarterback is, but yeah, we have some really good, talented players, and hopefully, just like I said with Minnesota, hopefully we can keep it rolling.
For sure. Curious question. Is the plan right now, as you finish up your senior season, I know that's the focus, but will you be graduating in the winter session or will you be graduating in the May session?
What, May? I'm graduating in the May session.
Got you. So then how does the offseason look like for you when it comes to training? Will you be working with your high school coach? Will you have a kind of a training facility you work at in the offseason, or what does that plan look like for you in this spring?
I will be working with my school trainer, but also I'll be working with a trainer outside of that, and like lifting, running, just trying to get faster, stronger for next year.
Love it. All right, so we got to talk about something that I experience and many others experience. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't be afraid of it, but embrace it and fix it with SweatBlock. And that is having too much sweat, having an odor. If you really don't want to have to be self-conscious about pitting through a shirt or getting nervous, now is the time to try it out. In fact, SweatBlock wipes are a must-have for everyone's toiletry bag. Men, women, you name it, whether it's a big presentation or a hot date coming up, anyone can benefit. So be sure to check it out and save 20% over at sweatblock.com. All you have to do is use promo code LOCKEDON at sweatblock.com to get 20% off, and it's also available on Amazon. Fix the problem. Don't be embarrassed. Try SweatBlock today. All right, I got 3 more questions for you, and then I will let you go. The first one is, what is your favorite thing about playing defensive back? I know you play it all. I know you do wide receiver, running back as well, but what's your favorite thing about playing DB and as you prepare and train more for that?
Definitely hit it. I like man coverage too, but it's definitely coming out, making tackles, just bringing the pain. People would say bringing the pain. I don't like to sit back and just watch other people make the tackle. I like to try to get in myself and make the tackle, make a big hit, force a fumble or something like that. So definitely have to be hitting.
All right, and then the Gophers have some big rivalries heading up this season. They have in a few of these last 4 games. What are your thoughts on rivalries and how they add to the fire of a game?
They definitely bring a lot of fire. With a rivalry, wherever you're playing, there's going to be a lot of people of the opposite team there. Just trying to get the home team off their game. So I would love a rivalry. A rivalry that brings a lot. The crowd's loud. You could probably barely hear. Just people everywhere. And I feel like a rivalry is real good, but also like sometimes it's good in a good way, but it's also bad in some ways. But I feel like Minnesota, our rivalry games, I feel like we can pull through, get the win. So
for sure. And you'll have the opportunity to win some trophy games. That's always fun. People talk about how the Minnesota trophy games are the best out there. You've got Floyd the Pig, you've got the Axe, you've got the Jug. So you'll have lots of opportunities to bring those back home, and it'll be a good time. Now, the last question I got for you before I let you go here is, what makes you excited to play in the Big Ten?
Yeah, I would say the schedule. The schedule we got, the teams we play, really good teams, really big teams. They're gonna have a lot of good skilled players, just like any SEC team or ACC team. They're gonna have some real good skilled players, and going up against people with my type of caliber. I feel like it'll be fun, be real fun going against someone that I know is like a 4-star or a 5-star. Shutting them down or something like that. That'd be real good, real big, and it's just amazing. Uh, really excited that I have the ability to commit to Minnesota and play for Coach Fleck and play with Coach Haynes under Coach Joe Rossi. Under those guys, it's amazing.
Well, I love it. And thank you again for joining me. And thank you for taking the time. I'm sure we'll be in touch and we'll keep on keeping up with how your season is going. I'll be sure to share what those updates are as you send them my way too, like you did with that last video. And good luck. Go get a championship. I know you're trying to put one more on the record for yourself. So thank you again. And that'll do it for us.
Appreciate it.
All right.